It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And front and center is Jacoby Brissett. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Commanders and the 49ers, and it's all up next.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Washington Commanders. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn on this final day of 2023, New Year's Eve. Folks are fine-tuning their resolutions. Fitness clubs ready for that January boon. But these two teams have one more important piece of business. The 49ers defense out to go to work here. Sensational a week ago in the victory. And the one we'll be watching is this man at linebacker.
And he was a big part of that victory a week ago. He had a key forced fumble. And that's what these defensive coaches preach. We need takeaways. And they'll be looking for more of the same here.
First down, Brissett. And incomplete on the deep ball. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and that'll bring up second down. You look at this Niner defense. They were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also
and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. The Niner defense back on the field for this next possession. They lead 7-0, trying to put a stop together here as this drive starts with a first down. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Throwing, Brissett. That's caught by his tight end, Kylan Granson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a third and inches. So the completion there, Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allowed a completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him, because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
The San Francisco defense back onto the field. They've had the upper hand so far in this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this first down.
Don't worry.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
The Niner defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll try to put together a stop as this drive begins with a 1st and 10.
You're 19. Okay. Go.
A first down throw for Brissett. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. A give left side to Robinson. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The run on 3rd and long, so I guess waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance even in a long yardage situation to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a first down, but if you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
The San Francisco defense back onto the field. They've been the dominant side so far, working with a 2-score lead here in this 3rd quarter as this next drive gets underway.
19. Okay. Go.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. A short one there, caught by Granson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Brissett. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. In trouble, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. The Niner defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll be looking to get off the field quickly here as this drive begins. 1st and 10.
19. Attack. Go.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. Pass the 20 for a short gain. 2nd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Brissett. And this is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Brissett now. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Bosa in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over. But he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays.
The San Francisco defense back onto the field. They've put in a very good shift so far, and this one pretty well in hand. Just looking to finish strong here in the 4th as this next drive starts 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
3rd and short yardage, Brissett. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. To throw, Brissett.
the 43-yard line.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. And this offense on third down today, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Under pressure, they got him again. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. The Niner defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll start by looking at a 1st and 10 at the 25. Brissett on 1st down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go.
Brissett. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Again, it's Brissett. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for San Francisco, they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.